Genius Kids. Cultivating love for learning.
Lesson 15. Active and passive voice. Knowledge acquisition. Read the following sentences carefully. A. The magician took his hat. B. He kept it on the table. C. He pulled out a rabbit. D. The children clapped loudly. In sentences A, B, and C, the magician and he are the subjects and doer of every action. In sentence D, the children are the doer of the action and also the subject of the verb clapped. All the above sentences are in the active voice as the subject is the doer of action. When the subject of a verb is the doer of an action, the verb is said to be in the active voice. Examples: 1. The elephant ate the bananas. 2. Neha typed the application. Here the elephant and Neha are the subjects. Now, let us consider the sentences given below. Examples: 1. A hat was taken by the magician. 2. A rabbit was pulled out. 3. It was kept on the table by him. In each of the above sentences, the subjects are not the doer of the action, that is a hat, a rabbit, it. These sentences are in the passive voice and the verbs here are was taken, was pulled and was kept. A verb is in the passive voice when it falls as what is done to a person or thing. The subject is the receiver of the action in the passive voice. A recap: in all the above examples, the action is passed on to an object. Usually, verbs that require direct objects, as well as indirect objects, to complete their meaning are called transitive verbs, and only these can be changed into the passive form. In sentence D, there is no object. The children clapped loudly. The sentence can't be changed into passive voice. Features: while changing a sentence from the active to passive voice, the following points have to be kept in mind. The objects of the verb in the active voice becomes the subject in the passive voice. Examples: 1. The chimpanzee is eating a banana. Active: 2. A banana is being eaten by the chimpanzee. Subject, verb, object. Passive: the active subject in sentence 1, the chimpanzee, has become the passive subject in sentence 2. The object in the active voice, a banana, has become the subject in the passive voice. The preposition by is used before the chimpanzee. The verb is eating changes to is being eaten. It is an appropriate auxiliary, is being, plus past participle of verb, eaten. The subject of the verb in the passive voice. It becomes a prepositional phrase in the passive voice. Examples: 1. Mohan, subject, draws a picture. Active voice: 2. A picture was drawn by Mohan, by plus the agent, passive voice. The verb in the active voice is changed to an appropriate auxiliary plus past participle form of the verb. If the subject or object in the active voice is a pronoun, it changes its form as shown in the table here except you and it, that is the personal pronouns are changed and one has to be careful about it. Active voice, subject form. Passive voice, object form. I, me, we, us, he, him, she, her, they, them, you, it. Examples: 1. He gave away the prizes. Active voice: the prizes were given away by him. Passive voice: the pronoun he is changed to him in the passive voice. 2. I baked delicious cookies. Active voice: delicious cookies were baked by me. Passive voice: in this sentence I changes to me in the passive voice. Feature. When a transitive verb has two objects, direct and indirect object, then either if the object that becomes the subject of such a verb with two objects is called a verb. Examples: 1. Sunita gave her a book. Active voice. In this sentence, Sunita is subject, her is indirect object, and book is direct object. In passive voice, this sentence can be written in two ways. A. She was given a book by Sunita. B. A book was given to her by Sunita. In these examples, both the direct object, book, or indirect object, her, can act as a subject are passive voice. Passive form as given in B is more commonly used. Note: we generally use the active voice, but when the doer of the action is unknown, we use the passive voice. Examples: someone stole her purse, active the doer of the action is unknown. His purse was stolen, passive. Subject, verb agreement in active and passive forms. It is important to note that the subject must agree with the verb in all sentences in the passive voice. Examples: 1. The gown was stitched by the tailor. Passive voice. 2. The gowns were stitched by the tailor. Passive voice. In sentence 1, the subject the gown is singular, so the singular verb was is used. In sentence 2, the subject the gowns is plural, so the plural verb is used. In some sentences, the object or the subject may be a long phrase. Example: all the children planted trees. Active voice. In this sentence, all the children is subject, long phrase. Trees were planted by all the children. Passive voice. In this sentence, all the children is object. Simple present. A. She decorates the house during festivals. Active voice. The house is decorated by her during festivals. Passive voice. B. Does he wish you on your birthday? Active voice. Are you wished on your birthday by him? Passive voice. C. Who sings devotional songs? Active voice. By whom are the devotional songs sung? Passive voice. Who are the devotional songs sung by? Passive voice. The second pattern is much in use these days. Active voice, root forms of the verb, decorates, does, sings. Passive voice is ama plus past participle of the verb, is decorated, are wished, are sung. Simple past. A. The pilot flew the aircraft at a great height. Active voice, the aircraft was flown by the pilot at a great height. Passive voice. B. Did he post the letter? Active voice. Was the letter posted by him? Passive voice. C. Who created confusion in the class? Active voice. By whom was confusion created in the class? Passive voice. Active voice. Past tense of the verb. Flew, did post, created. Passive voice. Was were plus past participle form of the verb. Was flown, was posted. Simple future. A. I shall make sandwiches in the evening. Active voice. Sandwiches shall be made by me in the evening. Passive voice. B. When will they construct the bridge? Active voice. When will the bridge be constructed by them? Passive voice. Active voice. Shall will plus root form of the verb, shall make, will construct. Passive voice. Shall be will be plus past participle form of the verb, shall be made, will be constructed. Transformation of interrogative sentences into passive voice. Read the interrogative sentences given here. When interrogative sentences are changed into the passive voice, their interrogative form does not change. A. Did you eat the mangoes? Active voice. Were the mangoes eaten by you? Passive voice B. Have you washed the dishes? Active voice. Have the dishes been washed by you? Passive voice. In the above sentence, A. The verb did eat changes to were eaten. Auxiliary verb do, does, did. Inactive voice changes to is, are, was, were. In passive voice, in interrogative sentences. Again, auxiliary verbs like have, has. In passive voice, changes to has, have been plus past participle of the verb. Examples 1. Did you use the set of binoculars? Active voice. Was the set of binoculars used by you? Passive voice. 2. Does she make garlands? Active voice. Are garlands made by her? Passive voice.
Like, share and subscribe.